Hello, I'm Subponicate Poster, and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition. Well, now that we've officially joined the Inquisition, we're free to roam around Haven. It's a pretty big area. Outside of the cabins and buildings, it's mostly just empty space. There's not a lot to do out there. We have a sub-quest to talk to our Quartermaster, our Apothecary, and our Smith. So we'll be doing that here. Go talk to the Quartermaster first. She's just right over here by this tent.
If you're here to clean, Hess can get you a bucket and a broom. Anyone calls you knife here, come
Hey,
to me.
screw you.
Oh, you're her.
Damn right.
Bryn, Inquisition Quartermaster. I'm doing what I can to supply this mess. If you find what I need to fill one of my requisitions, I'd appreciate you bringing it in.
Quartermaster
What do you do
is where you turn in requisitions that you pick up out in the field. They're entirely optional. You don't have to do them. They'll give you a little bit of XP and a little bit of power, but you can ignore them if you'd like.
Just like everyone else.
How does someone end up as Quartermaster for the Inquisition?
I served for Eldon under 10 Logain McTeer. Best commanding officer this world has ever seen. After they all turned on him at Denerim, though, there wasn't much use for people who held that opinion. Queen Honora offered my services to the Inquisition. It was a kindness. She knew I supported her father and got me away from the political garbage.
Your loyalty to the man you served is admirable, Quartermaster.
Thank you. A lot of people seem to think they know what happened at Ostagar, but I was
So
there.
was I, and he was an
Colonel Gain
asshole.
never betrayed his king. If he'd brought the reinforcements, Darkspawn would have just killed everyone. He did what he had to do to save our country, and we betrayed him. I apologize. Sister Liliana told me I shouldn't talk about this. Just forget it.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
There is an achievement or trophy you can get for completing 20 requisitions. Sometimes you'll have this stuff on hand, and sometimes you actually have to go out and kill enemies to pick up special drops. The Apothecary is where we create, equip, and upgrade potions.
Thank you for hurrying with the potions. We have so many injured.
We'll get them back on their feet, sister. Don't you worry. Look who's back from the dead. Again.
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making those wear, though. So, you're welcome.
It has been a rough few days.
That's an understatement. And more ahead if the weather is any indication. Name's Adan. I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
For a healer, you don't seem particularly nurturing.
I'm not a healer. I'm an alchemist who's forced to play Mother Hen. You want something to burst into flame on contact with the air? Done. Gladly. Patching up wounded soldiers is a waste of my time and talents. But there are a few around who can help.
How are your people holding up?
There's no shortage of work. That's for damn sure.
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajin's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died at the Conclave, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
Farewell.
So we get a side quest from Adan that can be fulfilled in Haven. And here's where we equip our potions. So we start off with 8 healing potions. That can be upgraded through a perk. You have an empty slot where you can put in another potion, and that's for each of your team members. And then the third one is locked and also unlocked from an Inquisition perk. And here's your basic menu. We've got potions, tonics, and grenades. Potions generally are restorative, and this is different types of upgrades. How much it heals, how long the heal goes on for. those types of things. Tonics are generally resistance-based, and grenades are pretty much what they sound like, blowing stuff up. This is the merchant. He sells basic equipment. You can pick stuff up here, but for the most part, anything you find is going to be better, and definitely anything you craft is going to be better. Now, the valuables are basically the junk from previous games. You can put surplus weapons and armor there, and you'll pick up things from time to time where you'll see it's a figurine or whatnot. They're just sold for cash, so you can dump everything into there and get rid of it. You start off with 60 inventory slots, and you can upgrade that, but generally if you're good about maintaining your inventory, dumping all the stuff you don't need in between missions, then you don't really need to upgrade that unless you've got points to spare. Oh god, here it's levitating.
Expected you'd be by. I'm Harriet, and everyone knows who you are. How's the new gear fit?
Sturdy and warm. It's perfect.
Good. World's gone mad. Stock armor and blades are good against bandits, but we're not fighting bandits. My gear will see you through demons, apostates, whatever this world throws at you. So, you need custom work, something special. You bring the materials to us, we'll make it happen.
How did you come to be here?
Come from a little town called Lothering. Long gone now.
Did you ever notice for
I
being
was in
such a
Redcliffe
small
when the
town, it
Darkspawn
seems like
hit it
everyone
during
in
the
Dragon
fight.
Age is from
Helped
fucking
rebuild.
Lothering?
Left when royalty decided it was time to hand the place over to the bloody mages. Ended up here. Just missed the boom. Can't decide if I'm the luckiest son of a bitch walking or the exact opposite.
You're still walking. That's always good.
True enough.
What can you and your team make here?
Arms and armor. We work iron to blighted dragonbone if you've got it. Our designs are simple, but they get the job done. You want something fancy? Bring your own design. We'll see what we can do.
Goodbye.
Right.
And I forgot to ask him the important question. Do you have any designs where he'll give you a free armor schematic?
If I want something, what can you make?
Start simple. Something to keep you safe. Take a look at it on the table there and we can talk. You'll need materials. We should have what you want just outside.
So if you head left out of here, there is a path that will take you up to a gate. And here I commit nug murder. I was hoping it would drop some crafting materials, but it didn't, so... Random animal cruelty. Sorry about that. Keep to the left, and it's a gate. There's not a whole lot up here. There is some loot. Now, sacks like this generally have crafting materials in them. Occasionally they'll have valuables, but for the most part, just crafting stuff. And a little bit of a codex entry. Okay, when you head past the merchant to the left, you'll get this path where our trebuchets are. There's some loot
I don't see why we need
and another codex entry or two.
That's an excellent point, recruit. But if someone comes to lay siege to us, perhaps it will be best for us to have some means to fight back.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
That is a weapon accessory schematic. Schematics are divided into tiers. Lower numbers are less powerful. The highest is tier 3. Crafting materials are also divided into tiers. 1, 2, 3, and there is a tier 4, which you only get from one particular enemy, which we will not see for a good long while. But we'll get there. I don't know why I stopped there. I think I got confused. And a dagger grip schematic, which will help to improve our daggers that we'll be crafting shortly. This house contains the third entry for our condition while we were passed out. And this house to the left of our place in Haven, behind it, has some loot. And to the right, there's also some more loot back here. And we get a free shield. I forgot to pick these up when I was at the blacksmith the first time, so that is a prefabricated armor upgrade. You'll find them for armor and weapons. You don't need any materials to slot them into your weapon or armor. You just go ahead and pop them right into the schematic. Little loot chest hidden here.
See reason, Lisette. We cannot stay here.
Why not?
Because we're Templars.
3 different types of drops
What
in
does
that one.
even mean anymore? That we splinter and fight amongst ourselves instead of protecting the mages?
Better that than stay here with this Inquisition.
You're awfully quick
Yeah,
to
stop
dismiss
being a
people
dick,
who saved
Matrim.
your life, Matrim.
Okay, this path over to the left, there's a cabin back here, and it introduces the search function for hidden objects. So you use the L3 pulse, and you'll see that
Something here.
sort of radar on the ground. The closer you are to the object you're looking for, the brighter and louder that ping will get. And we find the notes for Adon that he was looking for. Back behind the cabin, there's this pathway, and cut straight through, it will lead you to a logging stand. Logging stands and quarries are also sort of upgrade things that you can pick up. They're used for improvements and a couple of requisitions. And here's our tutorial introduction to crafting. In our inventory, there is a tab for crafting materials that we've picked up. There is cloth, which we haven't gotten yet, leather, got a few of that, metal, runes, which we won't have any of until we unlock the recipes, and herbs and miscellaneous stuff. So here at the crafting table, we are going to make some daggers. The top slot is sort of the base, so the better quality material you use here, the more damage it will do. We only have low-level stuff available to us right now, so we're going to make some with iron. So you choose your material and put it in the base slot. And it tells you what damage it's going to do. Everything we have does the same damage right now, so we'll use the one that we have the most plentiful. And then offense slot. So this will improve the weapon in particular ways. Critical chance, critical damage, sundering, which is lowering the quality of armor on your target. And we'll do this again. Once you're done with crafting, you have the opportunity to rename it. This is good if you've got weapons that are identical, but maybe they have different masterworks in them, or slightly different attributes, so you want to be able to keep them straight, but we'll just go with the default names here. We don't have a lot to choose from. And this is the upgrades, so we're going to craft those hilts that we found. I'm just scrolling through the different attributes. You can create some pretty broken things with this basic system. The higher quality a schematic is, the more slots you'll get. And now we're going to craft our scout coat that Harriet gave us. Light armor is for mages, medium armor is for rogues, and heavy armor is for warriors. There is a way to craft armor for a different class, so a mage could conceivably wear heavy armor. And you'll also notice that depending on the material that you use, your armor will change appearance. So you can make some really funky, ugly, but quality armor using this method. In a new patch, they're changing it so you can just tint all of your weapons and armor to the way that you like. So now we've got our scout coat.
Right.
And over here is a little merchant stand. You can sell stuff here. They doesn't sell really anything except for these, Tactician's Renewals. And this is how you respec in the game. So if you don't like your build, you just run to the smith, buy a renewal, equip it in the accessories menu, and it will reset all of your points. Okay, so let's go ahead and equip our new stuff. Now you see that Dagger of the Dragon, that's one of those pre-order weapons. So something that we were able to craft within 10 minutes of unlocking the darn thing is almost as good as what's considered to be a fairly decent pre-order weapon. And you can equip in Haven the armor, weapons, accessories for every person that you have unlocked. There's no party in Haven, so you can do it for everyone. Once you're out in the field, you can only do it for people that are actually with you. And Varric is interesting because he's a bowman, but he can only use Bianca. You can't equip any other bow with him. And weapon modification. So some weapons that you pick up will have slots. Weapons that you create will have slots. And you can stick those accessories that we made onto them. And you see over on the right those green indicators showing that it's improving whatever you're attaching that accessory to. Now we're looking a little bit better. All right, well, that's tutorial, and we'll be heading off to start the game proper, so stay tuned.